Well, it was definitely good to walk into a locker room and see players and coaches smiling Saturday and music going. It was good to have that feeling back on our side, and proud of the way we finished. That has been a message for us all year long, and a great homecoming afternoon, a great homecoming weekend. Offensively, I thought it was a team effort. But very excited for Connor Nolan and his performance alongside Cole Kelly. It was good to find a way to get it done, considering that all the injuries that we've had to deal with for this side of the ball and that unit. But looking back and watching the film, definitely missed Ty's leadership on the field. But it was good to see him helping out on the sidelines. I know that I shared and talked about this Saturday in my press conference, but to watch his interaction on the sideline and encouragement was great and a plus for our football team. We're excited to get him back this week. Our tight end production continues to improve. It was good to see Grayson Gunner get in the end zone. That was good to see. Dalton Wagner and Austin Capps had to play significant roles, and they did some really good things, and these guys will continue to get better. I thought defensively, I thought we had a really good week of preparation, and the shutout was even better. We stress all the time about putting pressure on the quarterback and getting him off his spot, and we did that this past week. And when that happens, your back end's got to hold up, and I thought our back end played very well. Cam Curl played his best game of the year. A young man that continues to improve. Santos Ramirez did some really good things. Excited about his progression. Ryan Pulley continues to have an outstanding year, and it showed up again Saturday. I thought he played his best game. D-line wise, we're really playing a lot of guys. Jamario Bell is a young man that's doing some good things. Dorian Gerald continues to improve. Randy Ramsey played his best ball game. And Armand Watts continues to be a big factor up front. And so to get Briston Guidry back was a big plus for us. When he's in there, it's definitely, you can feel it, you can see it. He's not in shape. We got to continue to get him in shape with him being out. But when he's in there, he is a factor. It was a step in the right direction, and see all the hard work from all units pay off, and it's on that scoreboard. So that was really good to see. I thought special teams, as I mentioned Saturday, and after going back and watching film, just verifies what I believed, that a field position was a big key to the game, and that was a tribute to our special teams units. These units executed very well and continue to execute well, and provided a great starting field position, and also allowed our defense to have a long field to work with. So Deion Stewart is a big part of that. To see him and watching him be just a threat in the return game, and also playing at a very high level for us offensively. And then Connor Limpert and his consistency is a big force for us, knowing that when you get in that range, you've got a chance. But we've got a big opponent this Saturday coming in. Coach Mason and Vanderbilt will be coming in, and he's in his 5th season. An excellent defensive mind. I've studied him for many years, and how he runs defenses back when he was a defensive coordinator. This is a unit, or a team that's very well coached. Defensively, they're sound in all areas. They challenge you with multiple looks and pressures. That's the one thing as you watch film on these guys. They're not going to line up in the same look too many times in a row. They're going to constantly be changing their look. They're a very aggressive defensive unit. They've created 14 turnovers this year, which is one of the tops in our league. Offensively, very experienced quarterback, and Kyle Shermer has been there and as a senior and has been through the battles. Very well respected in this league. Has done a lot of good things. They're deep at running back, all three can play. Keyshawn Vaughn did not play last week. We expect him back this week to play against us. He is a difference maker, and he is as good as we've seen. And then obviously at wide receiver, Kalijah Lipscomb, very talented, and Jared Pickney, a big physical tight end that's been a force for them offensively. From an offense standpoint, they present challenges. They're very both in the run and the passing game. Lots of nakeds and downfield shots, and they're physical in their run attack. So, but we know we got a great challenge in front of us. It has been and it always will be about the Arkansas Razorbacks, and we look forward to a great opportunity this Saturday and to be here at home again and to watch this football team continue to improve and in front of our passionate fans. And so we're excited about it. We're going to go back to work and continue to get better. So with that, I'll open up for questions.
Raise your hand. We'll get a mic to you.
I had a couple of health questions. How did Ty look last night, and is he already cleared concussion protocol, or can you talk about him?
He is cleared, and was great. We're, and everything, excited to be back and ready to go. So.
Okay, can you update us on, I think, Colton Jackson? I think Jarquez came off late in the game, Briston. Yeah. And is Jeremy Patton, how many weeks away might he be?
Well, we don't. We're still out on Jeremy. We don't know on that. Johnny Gibson's day-to-day right now. We anticipate him being back Saturday, but it's day-to-day. Jared Cornelius went out with an ankle. We'll reevaluate that day-to-day. Rakeem Boyd, he's back. He's good to go. He'll be in this week. Armand Watts is day-to-day with a quad, but he'll be okay. We anticipate Buster Brown went out and has been troubled all week long with a growing injury, but we anticipate him. Again, he's day-to-day. Colton Jackson, probable. It's with his back, and it's not the where he had the surgery at. It's more up. It's a little bit higher up, but we anticipate that being resolved and him being back ready to go. T.J. Hammonds is out, and so that's kind of our injury report. We anticipate him being back as well. He's day-to-day.
As far as special teams, anything you can put your finger on when things really turned with that? Was it putting some older players back on it, or just the development of some of the younger guys?
Well, I think it's a little bit of both. I think, and we have all year long the attention to details on those units, but I think with the, putting the starters, a lot of the older guys coming in and being a part of it, it's really kind of when you saw it taking off.
Number 40 for Vandy, their inside linebacker Griffin. He leads the league with 86 tackles. What have you seen from him on film? What?
Yeah, very, very active, a returner. Comes from a great program down in Florida, and obviously has been in the system there with Coach for quite some time. And you can definitely tell he's got a great grasp of the defense and what they're trying to do. And again, they bring different looks and different pressures and really excel with what they're trying to do for their linebackers.
Look at Vandy. They had a shot to win at Notre Dame. They played Kentucky real tough. They're 3-5. They're kind of like you guys. They've had some close calls. Just what do you make of their team overall, the kind of season they're having?
Yeah, and I shared this with our staff last night. Very, very well coached. These guys are going to play you. It doesn't matter who they play. You're going to see absolutely their best effort every week, and they're going to keep giving that. And so we know we're in for a battle, and I'm sure coaches, just like I am, it's you focus more about your own team than you do the opponent and how you can improve. But we know this opponent coming in has continued to improve all year long, just like we have.
Connor, obviously you won't tie back this week, but the growth in Connor and then just in freshmen in general from where they were 8 weeks ago to now, and what you saw maybe in Connor's ability to handle protections and change plays, just the growth of your freshman class.
Yeah, after watching the game, obviously Connor did some really good things out there, and how he's progressed, and not just him, but John Stephen Jones has progressed. These guys get reps in practice, and they're in meetings, and as all freshmen are, and you're trying to bring them along. And but when you play a true freshman, there's mistakes that are going to be made. You have to modify some things, and we made some mistakes Saturday. We didn't get in some of the right calls that we needed to get into, but that's to be understandable. But to watch his progression, and the thing you look at when you start looking at young players out on the field is how do they respond when something doesn't go good. And I think after the first interception and watching his body language and And just seeing his ability to shake that off and get back out there on that field for that second drive, this says a lot about him. I mean, he's going to be we're excited about all our young kids, all our young players, and you know, and so we'll continue to bring him along and John Stephen along, and again, all our freshmen.
Keem Boyd, what's gone into these past few games where he's been really effective compared to earlier in the season when maybe he didn't have these kind of performances?
Yeah, I think a lot of that has to do with him getting into game shape. You know, we got to remember he didn't get here till really about the 1st of August. And you know, to be able to get into game shape, to understand what we're trying to do offensively, what we're asking him to do offensively, to pick up the pass protection. You know, be a big part of who we are is being able to block and protect for that quarterback, and then also catch balls out of the backfield. And he's done an incredible job with that. And I think just a comfort zone. It's a lot like you know, he's kind of a, you know, the way he's progressed is similar to what we've done as a team. I mean, we've just kind of gotten a little better because they've become a little bit more comfortable with what we're trying to do and modifying some things for them.
Chet, you mentioned this was Ryan Pulley's best game. What was it that made it his best game? And how do you think he responded to the fact that you kind of announced that he was going to miss some time, you know?
Yeah, you know, I think, you know, as all competitors do, they want to play. And, you know, I think that just, you know, watching Ryan and, you know, the way he practices and the way that he goes out and approaches the game, his confidence level in himself. And you have to have that to play in that position. You got to have a short memory, and you got to have a great confidence in your game. And thought he responded well to everything that's gone on, and for him to continue to improve again says a lot about his talent and his ability, and you know, he's got a great future in this game.
With DJ Hammonds, I think we saw him on crutches. Did he have surgery? How long is he out? Or
He did, and we're still going through all the evaluation of that. We hope to get him back sometime in November. We don't know at this point. So.
And then I guess he's still got a red shirt available. So I mean, is that something in consideration as well?
Yeah, that's what we would do if he's unable to come back.
During the Colorado State, or you talked about them not being able to handle success, is that something you kind of reiterate after this game last Saturday?
Yeah, we will. We'll, you know, as I shared with the team last night, the message doesn't change. We're you know, we won one game, you know, last Saturday, and so we got to focus on winning another one. And we're gonna focus on winning another one the same way that we've approached every week, and that's worrying about ourselves, getting better, taking care of business, and just trying to put one foot in front of the other and improve in some areas. You know, when you come off a win, you can you know, get in those meetings and you go through your corrections. The attention to details is a little bit more intense. And that's what you just do. You just try to build on that each and every week.
How well do you know Derek Mason? Do you guys you're coached against him at all in the game or anything? Or?
I've never coached against Coach Mason. I've you know, obviously run into him several times at conventions and just in passing with, you know, when all coaches get together and, you know, at our meetings, and so very well respected in this profession. And again, following him when I was a coordinator, he was a coordinator, and you know, you just all circle in together, but following his success has been phenomenal.
I don't know if you saw or heard about it. He had kind of a verbal exchange with Dan Mullen when the Florida played Vanderbilt. They hugged it out after the game, and then after the Notre Dame game that week, Brian Kelly accused Vandy players playing dirty, and he got back in Brian Kelly's face verbally pretty good at his presser. Does he strike you as kind of a feisty guy? You know,
I think he's he's a phenomenal coach and has done a great job with his team. And you know, you can watch his players play and the passion they play with and see that.
You mentioned Johnny. Is it his hand, or what is it with Johnny?
It was more his knee, but he should be fine.
What have you seen the production of Sosa this year against Tulsa, and, you know, kind of ping pong inside and out? He's been productive wherever you line him up.
Yeah, you know, with Briston coming back and getting him into shape, we hope to move Sosa more back out on the edge. But I think Sosa's taken on that role and has done a really good job of being to play inside, play outside, and just to play at a high level. I really feel like that his biggest and best years to come are going to be more on the inside, but he provides a threat on that outside for us.
Coach, you changed on Nate Dalton's status for after what happened Saturday?
No, he won't be around this week.
Following up on that, just trying to get guys to follow what you want to do. You had the issue with Ryan and the issue with Nate. And is it more than just this week with Nate, or is it?
He just won't be around this week, and you know, we've got a standard, and I'm not going to deviate.
He's not practicing or anything.
Yeah, he won't be around this week.
You got another one. So we've seen you dance. We saw Coach True dance. How would you grade how he did, and just how much
better than me.
And how much fun was that to kind of see that locker?
Yeah, he you know, it's great. When you walk into a locker room and you see the players, it has zero to do with me. It's about the players and our coaching staff, and to watch those guys smiling, music going, coaches smiling, and you know, it was much deserved and much needed. So.
I want to ask you about your O-line. It's just been one thing after another really since camp. Can you talk about maybe how that's impacted the team and you know, the direction maybe that they're headed?
You know, I think they're heading in the right direction. I think Coach Fry's done a really good job with them, and you know, you're cross training a lot of guys. You're cutting and pasting at times. You know, for as an offensive lineman, you know, when you put Dalton Wagner in there and for his name not to come up, it means usually O-line are playing pretty good, you know, or doing some good things. And so that was good to see. Austin Capps has continued to progress, and I think Coach Fry's done a really good job of relating and managing what we can do up front, and so I think they're definitely heading in the right direction.
Just to follow up on that, just what y'all did in the first 2 weeks of camp. I mean, you point back, I think y'all were just a different look about every day. I don't know whether that was by design or that was just where y'all were.
It was. We felt like that was going to be a huge emphasis for us as we came into camp. Each position group goes through their goals with me, and that was one of the top goals, is we have to be able to cross-train and give different looks just in case. We know it's a long season. We know this is a physical league, and you better have some guys that are at least are familiar with what we're doing.
With Connor, he's played in 2 games, so he could play 2 of these last 4 and still keep his red shirt. Or ideally, would you keep that red shirt on him, or just have to play it out, or just, how do you approach that?
Well, we'll play it out each week and see. You know, you'd love to red shirt and be able to red shirt them, but we'll wait and see.
Coach, you mentioned your tight end groups earlier. Your tight end group earlier. How much did those guys, CJ and Grayson Gunner, kind of help Connor ease into his first start?
Well, I think so. You know, I think CJ was hoping to get a ball to him a little bit earlier off of a read, but I think with him knowing he's got such a big target there, I think it just makes him feel comfortable, and he knows he gets the ball around CJ, and obviously Grayson's having a good one as well. So I think it definitely provides a comfort level for him.
With the progression you've had offensively up until Ty got hurt, I mean, where are you guys at offensively, and can you just pick back up like that and keep increasing that now as you hit this final stretch?
I believe so. That's definitely our plans, is you know, get Ty back out there. You know, Ty was in all our meetings last week. He was at practice all last week. We don't anticipate a letdown. We anticipate picking up right where we've been, and continue to progress. And obviously, a lot has to do with what we can achieve up front and what our guys can continue to grasp and execute. So, yeah, absolutely.
Chad, what was the mood like at Sunday's practice? And, you know, how good is it to maybe carry some momentum into this week if you guys could get back-to-back wins?
Well, you know, obviously in our team meeting yesterday, mood was great. We, you know, get in and go through a few things, and things get cleaned up for the week and go into segment meetings. But, yeah, there's a lot of excitement, and guys were excited and ready to get back out here and get started for tomorrow.
Any more questions for Coach Morris? Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you.